Artificial fish habitat structures act as a sanctuary and also a food source for many different types of prey fish. Having habitat structures increases the fisheries, and I was very interested to see what types of habitat structures are used at Lake Fork. Lake Fork is down about 6 feet right now, and you can see from this photograph that around the edge of the lake, there's not a lot of structure for the fish to use. In fact, it's kind of a desert for the fish. There's not much out there. So I decided to take a look around and see what others are doing in terms of building fish habitats to try and attract and create a better Lake Fork fishing experience for all of us. Here's what I call the classic cement block structure. This is really easy. All you need to do is buy a bunch of cement blocks and stack them up. It provides great habitat for the fish, as you can see. Here's another classic fish structure, which I call the spider drum. This is a plastic drum, and what they've done is they've drilled holes into it and inserted PVC pipe to provide cover for the fish. And you can see this weighted down on top by a piece of concrete. Now here's a classic. This is where people have used old Christmas trees to try and attract fish. But if you take a closer look at this photograph, you'll see that this Christmas tree is supported by a steel fence post. So it's not going to go anywhere when the water comes up. Here's another structure where a 4-inch drainage pipe was used. And you can see that they inserted PVC pipe into the drainage pipe to create a fish structure. Pretty easy to do. Here's a really easy artificial plant structure to make. The tubing that you see there is actually soaker hose. It was old beat up soaker hose, which I couldn't use anymore. And I simply inserted it into concrete inside of an old bleach container. So really simple to use, really cheap to make. Here are some gravel beds. The idea here is that this would give the fish some hard bottom to spawn on. So this is smaller gravel on top of larger gravel, and then most people will place something underneath it so that it doesn't sink into the soft sediment. Here's another artificial bush where they have inserted PVC pipe and also black PVC tubing into a bucket full of concrete to try and create another structure. Now this one was kind of interesting. This is where a person took some old lumber and built fish apartments by using the supports on his dock. So this is pretty neat, and you can see how it gives the fish a place to kind of swim in and out, and the larger fish can't always chase the smaller fish. So this was a pretty good idea. Here's another fish structure which was said to have originated in Tennessee. Here, vertical stakes are used to provide fish habitat. So it's a pretty neat idea and pretty easy to build. Now here's the old classic brush pile. If you're not that handy with a saw and a hammer, or if you have a lot of brush around that you'd like to use, this is a great way to go ahead and build some fish habitat. Here's another great, easy to make fish habitat. Here they took 5 buckets and they anchored the buckets into the soil using the steel rods, and then they placed some concrete blocks around the buckets so that they would move back and forth. Hey, it looks like a great fish habitat to me. Here are some PVC cubes with 4-inch drainage pipe. That's actually 1.5 PVC pipe, and then that's 4-inch drainage pipe. And so again, it provides a place for the fish to swim in and out and try and dodge each other. Now here is an actual real plant. So again, this is great if you can find some native grasses and some native plants to put down. They create one of the best fish habitats ever. Now you can use a lot of things for fish habitat, but you really shouldn't use the kitchen sink. So we really don't want to put garbage out in the lake. So try and use well thought out structures, and really we shouldn't be depositing any trash out into the lake. I found some more information on the Texas Parks and Wildlife website. You can just Google Texas Parks and Wildlife website and you'll find their page which talks about other designs for fish habitats. Thanks for watching this video. I hope it gave you some ideas on how to build some fish habitats. Have a great day.